So hello student, our next experiment is static characteristics of JFET. JFET is stand for junction field effect transistor. So before starting the experiment, I will show you a JFET. I have taken JFET BFW 10, okay, which is general purpose JFET, which are usually used in electronics. So this one, so this is BFW 10, okay, and I have already connected in breadboard. So first what we have to do, we have to find each electrode means which one is source, which one is drain, which one is gate, and the another one is the case, okay, this metal case. Okay, here is the 4 electrode, one is the gate, another one is source and drain, and last one is the case, metal case. Okay, so we have to find it which one is the gate terminal, gate electrode, which one is the source electrode, which one is the drain electrode. For that we need to check data sheet which is available in the internet. You can find it very easily when you type BFW 10 on Google. You can find data sheet for that, and you can easily identify this electrode. See, here is one notch to identify all these electrodes. Okay, so I did already and identified all the electrodes, right? Here one is the drain, another one is the source, and this one is the gate. So I have already connected part of the circuit by connecting the drain and source with power supply and in series with the ammeter. Okay, this is the DC power supply which you have already seen. Okay, here I am using channel 1, which is directly connected to multimeter, which is using it as a ammeter. After in continuation it is connected to the drain, and the negative terminal of the power supply is connected to the source. So here you can see this in the circuit diagram. You will understand what I have done here. This is our power supply DMM. This part is our power supply. Okay, this one is the multimeter. The positive terminal of the power supply is connected to the multimeter. Here you can see this positive terminal is connected to the multimeter, that is the ammeter, and the negative part of the ammeter, that is here is the multimeter, is connected to the drain C. Okay, and negative terminal of the power supply is connected to the source. You can see it. Okay, so I have just connected the ammeter in the series with the drain and source along with DC power supply. Now I have to connect voltmeter across the drain and source in order to measure voltage drop across drain and source. So I will use this another multimeter, okay, to measure the voltage across the drain. This is the drain, this terminal is drain, and this one is the source. So I can measure directly voltage drop across the drain and source. Now half part of the circuit is connected. Now look back of the circuit. Here is gate is still open, so I have to connect it with the source, DC source, and further it should be grounded with the common with the source. ठीक, okay. DC source means DC supply and further connected to the source. So I will use another DC power supply, another channel of the DC power supply. Let us take channel 4, which is whose range is 0 to plus 15 volt. So that is much enough for our experiment. Okay. The range of the channel 1 is, that means the drain to source voltage can be vary from 0 to 32 volt, and source, for the source it can be vary source to gate to source voltage is varying from 0 to, can be varying from 0 to 15 volt. So I am connecting gate with the positive, okay, and this negative terminal should be connected to the, see, this one is the source, so this is the common source. Okay, so now remaining part of the circuit is also completed. This is VDC part, VGS part, gate to source, and this is the VDC part, VDS part, drain to source voltage. Both power supply is connected also. So I need to measure only gate to source voltage, which is VGS. We can see directly in the DC power supply, that is channel 4 volt, channel 4 output voltage. So we do not need to connect additional voltmeter to measure gate to source voltage. So we can see it directly here, whatever the voltage at the gate across the gate and source, we can see it here, because this is directly connected, okay, across the gate and source. So whatever the your voltage you are giving here across the gate and source, you can see directly on DC power supply display. Okay, but in case of drain to source voltage, I have applied this multimeter to measure drain voltage across drain to source and how much current is passing through the drain to source. I have connected another multimeter in series with it. Okay, so channel 1 will provide drain to source voltage whose range is 0 to 30 volt. Right now you can see channel 1 whose voltage is 0 and channel 4 whose voltage is also 0. Okay, so now I am going to set right now so circuit is completed. Okay, so we can take the output characteristics, or I can say drain characteristic. First part of the experiment is the drain characteristic. So to measure the drain characteristic, circuit is now completed. So we have to take some set of readings. Okay, we have to take some of observations. For that, suppose for the different value of VGS, VG1, VGS1, VGS2, VGS3, that is minus 1 volt, for example, minus 1 volt, 0 volt and plus 1 volt. So VFW10 is the N channel JFET. Okay, mind it. So VFW10 is the N channel. So since this is N channel, so we have to connect gate to source voltage in negative. Okay, see here you can see positive terminal is connected to the source and the negative one is connected to the gate, but I have already connected positive and negative, so I am going to change it positive and negative. But we have to take both side reading, positive and negative. Okay, to see the characteristic. Here you can see VGS, when VGS is 0, okay, and when we increase the VGS is positive, the current is also increased, and when the VGS is negative, current is decreasing, drain current is decreasing. Here this is the output drain characteristics, okay, of the JFET. So first part is the drain characteristic. So we have to take reading for different VGS, as I already told you. So I will vary the drain voltage and measure the drain current ID. I will vary VDS and will see how ID will change, okay, with for the different value of VGS. So first I am going to fix VGS. Right now VGS is channel 4 which is 0 voltage, okay. So now I hit the on button. So I am going to increase VDS. See, as I increasing right now 0.08 volt, this is 70 millivolt, and 0.46 milliampere. Now I am going to increase, like see, 0.17 volt, that is a 0.16, around 0.616 volt across the drain to source. Right now 1.05 milliampere. So you can take a reading at 0, VDS at VDS 0, ID is 0, okay, almost 0.0095 milliampere, that is almost 0 current. You can assume it 0 current. Now you can take at 0.2 volt, almost 0.193 volt. Current is 1.265 milliampere. Now I am going to increase suppose 0.2, 0.4 is around 0.4. See, this is 0.4. Default, yes, almost 0.42 volt, 0.41 volt. We are getting 2.6. Current is doubled almost. Now further I am going to increase this. It is making it 0.6, fixing it 0.6 volt. 0.6. See, current is increasing, 3.6. ID current increasing. As I am increasing the VDS, ID is also increasing. At certain voltage, IDS will get saturated. See, at VGS is 0. See, VGS is 0. As I increasing the VDS, ID is rapidly increasing. At certain voltage VDS, current will not increasing further. That means saturation of the IDS current. That will be the maximum current. Okay. 0.915, 1.28 volt. It is, you can see 6.5, 7, 8, 1.2. I am going around 2 volt. Okay, 2.5 volt. It is around 9.8 milliampere current. So I am further increasing. Up, see, current is varying very slowly, increasing very slowly. Now right now 4.3. This is the saturation region. See, after 2 volts, this 8.9, 2.3, 2.5, 9.6. So this is almost at the saturation level. Current is increasing very slowly. Initially it was increasing very fast when the voltage was below 1 volt, but after 2 volt you can see current is very increasing very slowly. This is the saturation level. Now this will be the set of readings for the VGS 0. Okay, now I am going to put it 0. So right now I am not going to take any reading. So we have already provided you these data points, okay, in Excel sheets. So what you have to do, so you have to plot that readings, okay, and you have to analyze the data, okay, and according to that you have to make the report on that. So now, and for the another set of reading, I am going to change VGS. Initially it was 0 volt. Now I am going to fix it at -1 volt. So channel 4, I am going to select channel 4. Okay. Right now it is 0. So I am going to change it. 0.5, 0.6, 8, almost 1.05. Okay. 1.02 volt. that is 1 volt, minus 1 volt VGS. Okay, so now I'm going to change. Right now VDS is 0. Now I'm going to increase VDS 0.1, again 0.2. The current is 0.9 milliampere. See, initially it was 1 point something at 2 volt when the VGS was 0, but now ID is decreased. Now it is 0.92, little decreased, you can see. Now further I'm going to increase 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1 volt, 1.2 further. So you will get further, you will get this curve. Okay, similarly further if you increase VGS, that is -2, -3, ID will decrease accordingly. Okay, and further if I change the VGS in positive +5, so ID will also increase. So these are the things, and I'm not going to show you every data points here. Okay, so this is the procedure which you have to follow when you do actual experiment. Okay, so this is a video, so I can show you only small things in a short way. That is why I'm showing you only these things. So first part of the experiment is done, that is the drain characteristics. So already I have shown you. Now come to the second part, that is the transfer characteristics, in which what will we do? We will fix the VDS. Okay, we will fix the VDS to identify the IDSS. Okay, when the VGS is 0, so maximum saturation current is IDSS. So we have found what we have found, which at 3.5 VDS, at 3.5 VDS, so the ID is 10.46 milliampere, which is the almost constant current. Further if I increase voltage 0.7, so current is almost fixed, not varying much. So that is the saturation current. So at 3.5, this is the point. At the 3.5 volt, IDSS is maximum. Okay, so to measure the to take the transfer characteristic, to observe the transfer characteristics, I have to fix this VDS at 3.5 volt. Okay, this is 3.51, almost 3.5 volt, and now I will vary the gate voltage. I will vary the gate voltage and see the how ID, drain current, vary. Okay, see, so right now at channel 4, that is the VGS is 0. Okay, VGS is 0. So now I am going to increase VGS. Okay, see, right now at 0, ID is 10.26. Note it. Now I am going to increase it at 0.2. Okay, almost 0.29, almost 0.3 volt. Now see, current is decreased. 10.42, it is decreasing to it is come to 9.1 milliampere. Further I am increasing, it is 0.5. see, current is now 8.2. Further I am going to increase 1 volt VGS, current is 6.45. See, I am just showing you the trend, how the ID is decreasing as I increasing the gate voltage. see now I'm increasing, going to increase 1.5, increase 0.5 VGS. See, current is now 4.65, ID decreased to 4.65. now it is, I'm going to further increasing, this is 2 volt. Now the current is 2.86. see, we are just following the trends. As VGS is increasing, current is decreasing, ID current is decreasing. Further I am increasing 2 point, let us say 2.5. okay, now see 1.67 drain current. Further I am going to increase, this is 3.65. see, current is almost 0.0163 milliampere, very less amount of the current. 4 almost zero current. See, we reached the pinch off voltage, VP. This is the pinch off voltage when the drain current become almost zero. Okay, so for this data is also available and already given to you on Excel sheet. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to just plot this characteristic, transfer characteristic of the JFET. Thank you.